Brain Injury Association of Florida is pleased to provide Perspectives on Brain Injury for the Caregiver, a series of short informational videos to help caregivers learn more about traumatic brain injury, understand their loved one, and manage life after TBI.
No one wants to look stupid. How about you, ma'am? Are you stupid? Sometimes? Uh-huh. The lady on the end in the blue in front of the car, are you stupid? Mm-hmm. Anybody here who's not stupid? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Thank you. Wise woman. Wise woman. You see, because as we get older, see, you can tell she's older. She's learned. You know, just BS them. They'll never know. The thing is, none of us like being stupid. We don't like to admit it. I used to go to conferences and I would sit there and I would practice and I would say, okay, I'm going to just catch Bob's name here and I'm going to catch Brenda's name and all this stuff, and I'd ask somebody their name. What's your name, sir? John, and I'd remember John's name. And then I'd go through the talk and I'd talk about Bob and I'd talk about John and I'd talk about Brenda. I almost forgot Brenda's name already. I can't do that anymore, okay? And so I thought that was really cool, and I'd remember about 50 people's names. And then 2 years later, 3 years later, I'd be back in whatever city in the country that was, and I'd be standing there on the elevator, and someone would come up to me and say, "Hi, Dr. Mikula. Hi, you remember me?" And I'd go, "Was I drunk? Did we do something socially inappropriate?" Have no idea. So I don't do that anymore because no, I won't remember you. It's going to disappear. But we have trouble remembering things. That's common information. We forget that. We get to a party and you go, "Oh my gosh, I remember you, but I have no idea from where." The older we get, the more we have those problems. So we work hard to make sure that we're not stupid. Okay, it's time for a review quiz. I'm going to call on somebody here to ask them to explain your anatomy. Okay, anybody getting it? Never mind. You're all sitting there saying, "Please don't call on me." The point is, we ask for directions and we do things all the time. You know, I'll go into a strange city or even come here. I'm sitting here looking for directions for somebody. So, you know, I am not like the typical guy where they say that we don't ask for instructions. I ask for help. And so I'll be driving in a strange city and I'll say, "Can you tell me where the Hyatt Regency Hotel is?" And they go, "Hyatt Regency, yeah. You got to go down here about, a couple blocks, maybe 10 miles, something like that. And then, you know, you swing right over in that corner. You turn right there and you go around to the right, or maybe it's to the left, but one of those, and you just go down another mile or 2 miles. You come to a pass. You're going to see a sign on the left. It's got some writing written on it that says something about houses for sale or not, and you just go past that. And then you go down and you're going to come to a blue mailbox, and then right after that, a little bit later, you're going to see it. It's going to be right there on your left. You can't miss it. And they always do that. They always give you this kiss of death. It would be okay if they didn't say that at the end. You can't miss it. Now I'm going to feel like an idiot if I miss it, if I can't remember. So I sit there, and I'd love to sit there and say, "Oh, man, I'd like to have them explain that again because I didn't get any of that." But no, I do what every other red-blooded American does. I sit there and say, "Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that." I roll up my window, I drive 2 blocks, and I ask somebody else. Because I don't want to stand there and go, "Hey, excuse me, can you say that about 10 more times? I feel like a real stupid person. Maybe get in the car here with me and drive on over there." Because we don't want to be stupid. And no matter who we are, no matter how long it takes, we don't want to be stupid. And we fake it. We fake it. But memory deficits are TBI's most devastating problem. The most devastating. Doesn't matter who we are, doesn't matter what we did, we end up with memory deficits and our career is over. And we have to work around the problem, okay? Me, this is my brain right here. It's in my pocket. Want to watch me do brain surgery? Look. Took that chunk right out of my brain. That's my brain right there. If I don't have it written down on a piece of paper, I will probably forget it. I don't even know where I'm at now. You know, Carol, what city are we in? She don't know either. Just go ahead, fake it. Pick up the brochure and read something. They probably can't remember either. The point is, we fake it. And it's normal human nature to fake it. So you're sitting there, you go, why is he lying about that? You know you can't remember what name. Why bring it up? Do you want somebody pointing out what's wrong with you and how stupid you are? So what we have to do is we look at people who are remembering things with difficulty and then how they work around them. I'll give you an example. I had a patient who had severe memory deficits, and he was a very wealthy man. He had been a vice president of some major international corporation. He had, you know, a little salary of like $1.25 million a year, something like that. And he had lots of nice things. Now he had a very bad brain injury and couldn't remember diddly squat. And he came to me and I'd say, how you doing? And he'd say, oh, fine, everything's going great, blah, blah, blah. And he'd come in and I'd see him periodically and yeah, everything's going great, everything's going great. BS, BS, he'd tell me. And I knew it was BS and he knew it was BS, but it was fine. He came to me one day and he said, I need your help. I need your help. I said, what's the matter? He said, well, you know, I was driving my car and you know, I took it out and I went downtown somewhere and I came out of the store and I couldn't remember where I parked my car. So he says, I took a cab, left the car. I said, so where's the car now? He says, I have no idea. It's out there somewhere, but it doesn't matter. I have a whole car collection. So it's not a problem. And he says, and then so later, I was back out again, and lo and behold, I parked my car someplace else, and I lost another one. And then he says, and then pretty soon, I had lost 4 or 5 or 6 cars. And he said, but you got to help me. You got to help me. And I said, well, you know, how can I help you? He says, you got to come quickly. Come quickly. We got to get out. And he took me outside to the parking lot. And he says, you got to help me. He says, I think it was here. Oh, thank goodness it's there. And I said, so what is the problem? He says, I'm on my last car. And here he was, faking it all this time with telling them how good he was doing. But he knew that he couldn't remember. And he knew that this was a devastating experience. No matter what he had for resources to fake it and money and anything, he could not function without his memory. And so it is the thing that causes more problems than anything else. And the best ways to work around it are to use paper, to attach emotional experiences to it, write it down whenever possible, but most of all, keep things simple. You do not want to try to remember too many facts because your brain can't remember a whole bunch of facts. It can't organize them. Just stick with very simple thing. Tuesday, dentist. Tuesday, dentist. Okay? You may not remember which Tuesday. It doesn't make any difference. Write it on the calendar, scribble it, Tuesday, dentist. And it's a lot easier to remember than trying to make it complicated.
To learn more about psychosocial issues for the whole family by Dr. James Mikula, go to www.byyourside.org and search Caregiver. To learn more about this particular topic, call the Traumatic Brain Injury Resource and Support Center helpline at 800-992-3442.